cool guy on there.
Anyway, this speaker series is Wednesday night at Wake Chapel on Wake Forest campus, and it should be really cool.
Fun.
There'll be some Q&A too, I'm sure.
Many people, especially folks that want to go into business too.
Yep.
Great opportunity.
Very true.
We'll be right back. Well, with less than a day to spare, many of you might be scrambling for some last-second Halloween costumes, and this time of year is the busiest for one massive online costume retailer.
Today we're getting a sneak peek at all of the work the business does to ship costumes to nearly 100 countries.
This is the time of year when a month's worth of work happens in a day. The company behind fun.com and halloweencostumes.com does 90% of its business in October, from North Mankato to 90 countries across the world.
I think it's inspiration from my mom, who was a seamstress growing up, and we always had the best costumes as kids, so we want to provide that to everyone else in the world.
Executive Vice President Julie Fallenstein says her parents' love for Halloween was passed down to her and her siblings. Handmade costumes collected over the years.
And my sister and I, who were in college, were like, we'll take them, we'll try to rent them when we're in college. So out of our college garage, we kind of started opening up just on the weekends.
Then her brother Tom jumped in, taking the business online.
It was so busy that there wasn't a break in the ring. So it just continually just ring and never stopped. So we had to unplug the phones.
It eventually led to the creation of fun.com and halloweencostumes.com. The business is now the world's largest online-only costume retailer.
This one is Tangled's Rapunzel.
Diana Lingholm, Director of Creative Services, says they offer more than 15,000 costumes.
Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
About half are their own designs you won't find anywhere else.
So they actually created the print artwork for this, and this is officially licensed by Disney.
They sell about 6 million costumes each year.
Like, oh, okay, you sell costumes. And it's like, no, like, we sell basically all the costumes.
And do the photos, social media.
Yeah, Clueless has been big.
And more through creative services. A year-round operation with 2,000 to 3,000 seasonal employees to help with the Halloween rush.
Look at all those potato heads.
Earlier in the week, they hit 100,000 orders in one day. Numbers that don't scare them.
Still small town Minnesota, but taking care of the whole world from here.
Wow, my goodness, isn't that really huge? I also love seeing people kind of make their own Halloween
Yes.
costumes, is what they were saying. A lot goes into them, and there's so many people that are passionate with gathering all the materials to create cool at-home costumes.
When I was in college, so they used to shut down Franklin Street at Chapel Hill and have a big Halloween thing. And I saw the greatest costume I've ever seen. So what it looked like was a gorilla holding a small cage and a man inside the cage looking through the cage. So from the waist up, it was him in the cage, and he had little fake feet. And then the cage, and then the gorilla from the waist up was stuffed and just holding the cage, but from the waist down was his
that's
legs.
cool.
It was the greatest costume, and it looked like it was handmade.
Yeah, can you guys think of the last time y'all have seen a really, really cool costume outside of the one you just mentioned?
I mean, the last time I've done something, I just took a photo and had my baby picture and called it Throwback Thursday. But I haven't
took
done
the easy
anything.
way.
I do take the easy way out. That's what I was thinking about this. I'm like, it's kind of nice that they come up with those different ones because I am horrible at trying to come up with ideas.
Come up with
So
something.
the easy one that I saw was a friend of mine. He took like black makeup and went around like this, like a circle, and then he had the letter P on his sweatshirt, and he was a black-eyed pea. And that was the easiest one
Actually,
of all.
but sometimes
good
the ones
one.
that don't take too much thought are usually
Yes.
some of the best ones, in my opinion.
They click. True.
Those are, I love the ones where you have to go, oh, I
Yeah,
get it.
I
You
get
didn't
it.
think for a
Just
minute.
sit there and stare at them for a minute.
Well, on the topic of Halloween, can you guess which Halloween costumes were actually the most searched in the United States? Well, according to GetCenturyLink.com, cat costumes were the most searched nationwide. You guys thought spiders?
That's what I said, Spider-Man. That's what I
Okay.
was thinking.
And so far this year, so with 12 states Googling them more than any other, fairy costumes were a close second, racking up the most searches in 10 states. And then dinosaur costumes were similarly popular in 4 states, including North Carolina. But do you know what I actually thought it would be? The Lewis Halloween pumpkin person that's been going on.
Oh, the Target pumpkin
that
guy.
tall pumpkin, yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it would be that
Oh,
because
I
that's
didn't
been
even
on
think
social
about
media. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know the name of it, but yes. Okay.
Fairy, I never would have
I
thought
would have
that'd
never
be
thought
on there.
that either, unless
No.
you count
Fairy.
Tinkerbell, because she's
Maybe
pretty,
Tinkerbell. Yeah.
And we're talking about cats. I'm like, are they just looking up like how to draw, like, you know,
little
to get the
whiskers
little
on-
whiskers?
Yeah,
Cats
yeah.
are, it's pretty easy. I would
That's
feel
an
like
easy
you
one.
could just get your ears,
Yeah.
get a tail, you know.
That's a
especially
bailout costume. in
Last
my
minute.
opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think they also said skeletons and vampires, zombies, witches top the
Another
searches
easy
in
one.
the
That makes sense.
3 to 5 states are each we mentioned.
Now,
so it's
zombies is
interesting.
not a bailout costume. That takes some work.
That's it.
That
Especially
makeup?
the good
Some work.
ones.
Yes.
And then you adding in being all creepy and crazy and all that type of stuff as
Exactly.
zombies are.
And that freaks
Yeah.
me out.
For sure.
We'll be right back. last of the 80-degree days, probably. I think it's almost safe to say maybe till next year, because we are going to see a dramatic change, and really we're going back to where we should be in some cases. But these overnight lows, this will be a big shock to the system. This is the front that will cause all that. It will bring some rain, but I think by about 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I think the rain starts to exit, and it may not be quite as heavy at that point. So it's really an overnight tonight, first half of the day thing tomorrow. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for trick-or-treating, but one thing's for sure, it will be cold. Pick a costume, kids, that is warm, because you will need it. Double dose of cold air with two cold fronts kind of moving through. High pressure also will make it a little bit breezy by the time we get to Wednesday. But your Tuesday for trick-or-treating, as we mentioned, be prepared if you want to have an umbrella close by. Just don't know if you'll need it the entire time. Maybe at the very beginning. Depends on what time you head out. This is interesting, though. Starting Halloween night and possibly going into Wednesday and Thursday morning, we're seeing possible freeze watches in effect for most of the triad there, except for Montgomery County. So keep in mind that will be the case, and it will be chilly. In fact, temperatures tonight in the upper 40s, and guess what? We just don't change very much tomorrow. Chilly all day with light rain the first half of the day, maybe even into the afternoon. Probably evening time we'll see some of that taper off. It'll be nip and tuck for trick-or-treating, but 49 and then a 32-degree start Wednesday, a 28-degree Thursday morning temperature, and then a high of 54, and we get back to normal, upper 60s for your weekend. It's all sunshine, though, Thursday through Monday, and don't forget we turn the clocks back Saturday night.
Do you get the Sunday scaries? Check this out. The Sunday scaries describes anxiety about having to work the next day. But the cure could be as simple as being productive. A new survey finds 88% of adults actually like getting tasks done on Sundays. Tasks include completing meal prepping, spending time with family, or just getting adequate rest. 64% excuse me, believe an early start on Sundays pave the way for a more successful Monday.
All right, wait.
We're having a little
let's
giggle.
explain. Let me explain, because we came back and I was talking when the microphones came on, and we were fine for that. We were kind of grinning, but then I laughed and snorted, and that made it on TV.
It's
so
the
that
4
was
to 5.
good.
We can be a little. We can have a little bit of fun
Hunter
here,
had to
right?
turn her back to me and Sydney because she was trying not
Yeah,
to laugh.
you guys were laughing too hard.
So the Sunday scary is
Yeah.
definitely a real thing. I've had that from time to time, but I have found that when I am a little bit more productive on my Sundays, it does get me more comfortable going into my Mondays.
Yeah.
See, I like doing, if I do something with my kids that night, it kind of takes away that, first of all, it's not anxiety. I think it's more of just like, oh, it's back to the
It's back to
in
Monday,
the
yeah.
world. Look, oh, that freaked me out. I look back there.
We did not stay on point today, Kim.
I feel like it's the
happening?
same insect that does that.
Yeah, no, it
It's
is.
the same one. Also, on the topic of this, did I hear you correctly in the break when you said that you were a fly at one point for Halloween? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
had
I want to
bring
see
that up.
pictures.
We're taking too
No,
many
we got to bring that back in pictures.
Please bring that back up.
I was a fly. I don't know why. I
When was
just-
it? How old were you? Do you know?
Like, how old were
You
you?
guys like 8th grade. Like I was old enough to know that that was
What if
not
she
cool.
said that was 2021?
Last
That
year,
was 2
guys.
years ago.
All right, we're going to wait for that picture. We'll keep you posted. Stay
Yeah.
tuned. We'll be
I
back.
feel targeted.
Hi, mic check. Sorry, my mic was not on. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're welcome.
Welcome back to the 4 to 5. You would think it's Friday by the way we're acting today.
I know, but that's good. Let's
But
bring
that's
in
good,
the week
yes.
right, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. They get rid of the Mondays here. All right, we're going to have fun, and you know if Amanda's here, we're going to be talking something sports.
Yeah, and it's something a little different. Some good news to
Different.
bring you for a change when it comes to the Carolina Panthers. The team is riding the high of their first victory of the 2023 season, and it came down to the final seconds of the game. The matchup featured childhood best friends, Panthers quarterback Bryce Young and Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud. The two quarterbacks were selected back-to-back in the NFL draft earlier this year. Coming into the game, Bryce Young was 0-5 as a starter, and C.J. Stroud was 3-3.
That, I mean, we're two teams, you know, that CJ's my dog, it's my brother. You know, have a ton of love and respect for him. But, you know, it's not a one-on-one game out there. You know, I'm super happy for this team to be a part of this team. Super proud to be a part of this team. You know, really resilient win, and again, it took all 11 and all 22 on both sides of the ball, all 3 phases. It took everyone. So I'm just grateful.
We needed that win, right?
Yes, I am just grateful that Bryce Young got a win because
Yes.
I got to tell you, the last game, he looked like he was about to cry. So if they lost again, I was nervous that he was going to cry.
You can see a shift in energy even right there at
Yeah.
that press
Yeah, you
conference.
can.
You can see the joy and back on his face as well too, and hoping we can continue that on.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's so horrible when you think, because they have to do the interview. Well, they don't have to, but they should,
Yeah.
and they usually do. And it's so bad to have to get back up there week after week
tough.
after week and say why we lost. I was this is so silly, I know to say this. I literally teared up when the kick went through with Pinheiro because I was like, they won one. Like, just give us one.
Just
you know?
one
Right.
or more than one would be great.
And
but
it did
let's
not.
have this win.
It did not come easy, but
No,
hey,
it
a win
didn't.
is a win, whether it's pretty or ugly. It's a win.
And Panthers fans everywhere made noise. This newsroom was loud this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Very
That's
fun.
great.
Well, don't miss this. Since we are the official home of the Carolina Panthers, we are bringing back our Panthers ticket giveaway here at WFMY News 2. All you have to do is answer a couple of Panthers trivia questions on our website. Over the next month or so, one lucky winner will have a chance to get 2 tickets to a Panthers home game plus a swag pack. There will be 4 opportunities to win, starting with trivia this week. You can participate as many times as you want. Trivia for week 1 closes Friday at 3 p.m.
Big changes coming up for us within the next 24 hours, actually less, because we'll see this front move through. It's got some rain with it, and that'll come in late tonight. In fact, possibly could see some rain even this evening, you know, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. We'll watch for the clouds to be building in and then some showers developing. Once that front moves through, which may take it a while, we think we could still see rain first half of the day tomorrow. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that maybe by 5 or 6 p.m. we'll start to see the rain taper off. It'll really be close for trick-or-treating depending on what time you head out. Now, if you take the kids out early, you may encounter a shower or 2, but if you're more like a 7 or 8 p.m. type thing, then you may be okay. So it will be nip and tuck for that. I would take rain gear with you just in case, because it looks like that may be the case, at least for the early part of trick-or-treating times. But look at the temperatures. The low tonight is 48. The high tomorrow is 48. You just don't see that very often. And then Wednesday through Monday, how about that? Sunshine the entire rest of the 7-day forecast. The overnight lows, which will be your morning temperatures, look at that. 32 on Wednesday, 28 on Thursday. We think there'll be a freeze warning in effect. That'll start Tuesday night, probably go through Wednesday or Thursday morning at least until about 10 a.m. After that, we're at 63 and sunshine on Friday. Your weekend, back to normal, upper 60s, and we'll turn our clocks back. Don't forget that. That'll happen Saturday night.
Eric, thank you. Thousands of people in Maine are returning to school and work after last week's mass shooting. The city of Lewiston held a vigil last night to honor the 18 people killed by Robert Card, who was found dead on Friday after a massive 2-day search. Since then, we've been told that a statewide alert warning law enforcement about the gunman was sent out last month. Jeff Pegues has more from Lewiston.
This is where police say they found the body of the mass shooter Friday night inside a trailer at a recycling center roughly 10 miles from where the shootings took place.
Just an incredible sense of relief for our city.
The gunman, 40-year-old Army reservist Robert Card, used to work at the recycling center, but was fired 2 weeks ago.
That particular location was cleared twice previously.
This comes as the Associated Press reports a statewide alert warning Maine law enforcement about Card went out last month. Nearby, Sagadahoc County Sheriff Joel Mary says he issued the alert after the Army Reserve notified him about threats Card made against his military base and other soldiers. He sent a deputy to Card's home for a welfare check, but Card was not there. Lewiston Police Chief David St. Pierre declined to comment on Sheriff Mary's claims. Is there anything that you would do differently?
You know, we're going to learn from some mistakes. I'm sure we've made a couple along the way.
What did all of those gunshots sound like to you?
It's so hard to describe, because behind every single one, I know that somebody was lined up with it.
Tammy Aslin was in the just-in-time recreation bowling alley with her 10-year-old daughter Tony Wednesday night, but got separated when the gunman opened fire.
I can't even begin to explain the amount of things that go through your mind in those precious moments, you know.
Aslin called her parents, who rushed to the scene. Her father says he waited for news on the 10-year-old for what felt like hours. Then he got a call from an unknown number.
And I just said hello, and when I said hello, I heard 4 of the most beautiful words in the world I'll never forget.
What did you say to your grandpa?
I'm not dead, Pepe.
And I just broke down. And it was pretty tough, but I was happy.
Why did you think that was important to tell him?
To start off with that so he could not be so worried anymore.
It was another survivor of the shooting here who helped Tony to safety. The 10-year-old says that she saw at least one person shot and killed. And this morning, her mother is concerned about the long-term effects that might have on her daughter.
The Billy Graham Rapid Response Team deployed a team of 9 crisis and trauma-trained chaplains to Maine. The team is based out of North Carolina. Chaplain coordinator James Kilgore says they are there to offer emotional and spiritual care to a heartbroken community. The team arrived right after the news got out about the mass shooting. Kilgore says initially his team worked with law enforcement and first responders, and now that the shelter in place is up, they are meeting with families. Kilgore says today has been difficult for many as they return back to work and school.
So they're trying to, figure out the why. They're trying to figure out the reason. They're trying to figure out how they go forward. School started again today. And can you imagine as these children go back to school? I had a call this morning from a mother whose 15-year-old did not want to go back to school. She was scared.
The response team plans to be there for a few more days. They are partnering with a church in the area, which will keep assisting families when the trauma team leaves. Kilgore says it will take time for families to feel safe after the senseless act.
It's took the world here in Lewiston and Auburn, turned it upside down. And so now they're just trying to put it all back together.
Kilgore asks everyone to keep the community in your prayers.
Over to the conflict in the Middle East. As Israel's war with Hamas intensifies, both the United Nations and the United States are urging Israel to prioritize the protection of civilians. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry pegs the Palestinian death toll at more than 8,300, and more than 1.4 million Palestinians in Gaza have fled their homes. Tina Kraus has the latest.
The Israel Defense Forces confirm a female soldier taken captive by Hamas on October 7th was released in overnight ground operations in Gaza. As the war intensifies, more than 200 hostages remain captive. Hamas released a video today showing 3 of them, Israeli women calling for a ceasefire. The women are under duress, and it's not known if they were told what to say.
To surrender to barbarism. That will not happen.
This mother survived the Hamas attack, but her children were abducted.
They took him from his bed, his pajama. It's my son, 12 years old.
Palestinian civilians are hurting too, with the Hamas-run health ministry saying the death toll in Gaza has topped 8,300. In the West Bank, this teenager says the world has forgotten the children of Gaza.
It makes me sick that the world is turning its back on us and it's not doing anything to protect us.
Many Israelis we spoke with are angry at Hamas and the Israeli government and dismayed about the suffering on both sides.
This is like an ongoing trauma of the Holocaust.
Nurit Lamour says before the October 7th attack, she and her daughter would bring food to Palestinians in Gaza and take them to doctor's appointments in Israel.
We have friends, we write to them, we want to help them. They cannot be helped until they demolish Hamas.
Along this busy Tel Aviv street, a grim tally of those missing and murdered. Israelis say they have nothing to do but pray, wait, and hope.
We can't stop the war without we are hostages.
These yellow ribbons are uniting strangers in hope the hostages will return home soon.
And the State Department says the last planned charter flight for Americans trying to get out of Israel will leave tomorrow.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. Former Vice President Mike Pence dropped out of the 2024 race for president. Pence made the unexpected announcement over the weekend. Pence met with the donor thresholds for the first 2 Republican primary debates. However, his campaign was unable to gain the 70,000 individual donors needed for the 3rd debate.
General Motors and the United Auto Workers Union reached a tentative contract agreement. That's according to the Associated Press. The deal follows the pattern set with Ford last week and Jeep maker Stellantis over the weekend. Those deals will last 4 years and 8 months and include 25% general pay raises and cost of living adjustments. Combined, they bring the wage increase to over 30% over the 4-year and 8-month life of the contract.
More than 115,000 Costco jump, spin, and play activity centers that were sold exclusively at Walmart have been recalled due to a fall hazard. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the company that makes the product, Doral, has received 141 complaints of the straps breaking or becoming detached, with at least 38 minor injuries, such as bumps, bruises, and scratches. Anyone who owns the toy is advised to stop using the product immediately and contact the company for a free replacement.
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination. You know Halloween, it's all about costumes and the candy, and the kids will be raking in all those treats this week. But there are other treats that you, as an adult, can cash in on. So let's look at it. Check this post out from the freebie guy. He's got all sorts of goodies for you for tomorrow, from a code to get a $6 entree at Chipotle to a free donut from Krispy Kreme when you dress up. How about this? 50-cent corn dogs and 50% off cheeseburgers at the Sonic. By the way, that's after 5 p.m. only. And my favorite is the little Papa John's Jack-o'-lantern pizza for $11. Fun.
That is cool.
I haven't had pizza in a long time. I had to
So
check
you might
that
need
one
that
out.
So I guess I should have pizza tomorrow.
I know, right?
And a free donut.
And I mean, well, and here's what I love about the free donut, because a lot of those other things you need to have the app, right?
Got
The
it.
Taco Bell, the Sonic, all the stuff, right? But the Krispy Kreme, basically, all you need
Pull it out, Tanya. Pull it out.
Nice.
is a little something that says that you're dressed up.
I
and just
love
like
it.
something like this,
Perfect.
Are
I'm
in the
just
midst
saying.
of a
So I can get some little, what's it called? The
cat ears.
Cat
and
ears.
stuff.
Sure.
anything. Okay,
Can
cool.
I go as an anchor or something?
Yeah, and I would just put like something like maybe make it like a TV that looks like it's
Yeah,
around
hold
you,
it up.
or bring your microphone or
Yeah.
something
Do you
like
have
that.
to bring the mic? That's
Yep.
so
That'll
cute.
work.
Sure. I mean, donut of choice. Of course, the deals that I showed you are the short list of all the things that are out there. If you have a favorite restaurant, a convenience store, a service, you should really Google it and look on their websites because they've got all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm in on the pizza thing. I love the pepperoni.
jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, that's really cool.
What kind of pizza was it? Was it just
Pepperonis.
pepperoni? So
Yep.
the pepperoni's made out
Made
of
the
the
jack-o'-lantern. Yes.
That works.
Love it.
Now, there's also something that I thought was kind of cool that could help you when it comes to trick or treat night. Wendy's has something that they call Boo Books. So for $1, you get 5 Junior Frosty coupons. So if you're like, I don't want to give away candy and have that stuff around, if you spend, let's say, $10, you've got 50 coupons to hand out. That is cheaper than any candy you would buy.
Wow.
And I would
Think
like
about
that
that.
better.
Oh yeah, I would like that because eventually all the candy's going to be gone, right? And you're going to want to do something else and have something else.
I like that for parents too, because then you're like, let's go get ice cream
I was
on
gonna say, it's fun for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Right.
Sure, I like
Very
that.
true.
So I wanted to know, what are some of the most crazy or most interesting or some of the worst things that you've ever handed out or gotten for trick or treat?
Didn't somebody at some point at this table talk about they got a Pepsi or something like that? Was that Claire Fry?
I think it was Claire.
That-
Who said
Like she got like a can of
like a
soda.
2 liter or something like that. I was like, what?
They're just going out of their pantry at that
There you
point.
go.
What you got?
Soda.
The toothbrush, don't do it.
Yes.
Please don't
I've
do
got-
it.
Yes,
I've
I've
never
seen that.
I've actually never seen a
That's
crazy
a bad idea.
thing.
Well, here's what I'll say. Spoiler alert. My mom gave out, get ready,
Oh no.
toothbrush.
No. No.
That's right. That's right. She gave them out. My time here is done,
dental
friends. She's a dental hygienist.
Okay.
Trick or treat. Don't give me a toothbrush, Mom, if you're watching.
Many Americans are making those last-minute purchases for Halloween, and many are willing to spend more money this year. Bradley Blackburn has the details.
Clarissa Calderon is helping her daughter find a costume and has 3 other kids at home to buy for.
Have you always been into Halloween, or is it?
I have.
It seems a lot of people are into Halloween this year. The National Retail Federation says spending on the holiday will top $12 billion, with individual shoppers shelling out an average of $108.
What's this? These are some of our big animatronics we have.
Party City's Luke Willig says more people are buying expensive decorations. Plus, millennials and other grown-ups are still dressing up, sometimes with multiple costumes.
The social media really defines on what millennials, what they want to dress up as for Halloween.
It's not just humans who are getting into the spirit. Spending on pet costumes could top $700 million this year. Pumpkin costumes are expected to be the most popular for pets. Spider-Man is #1 for kids. 9-year-old Giselle is going as a zombie.
Is your favorite part of Halloween dressing up or the candy?
The candy. That's the best part. And that's the dentist's favorite part.
If fear of the dentist doesn't scare you, prices for some sweets might. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says candy is up 7.5% from a year ago.
It's worth it, I think so. Kids get big quick.
For many parents, having the chance to savor this tradition is priceless. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The National Retail Federation says discount stores are the top destination for Halloween items, followed by specialty stores and online. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many fun knick-knack things you can find at different discount stores as well, too.
Dollar store.
Dollar store.
Oh, stuff.
Yeah. Actually just went to the Dollar Tree today, and they had a whole bunch of cool little Halloween costumes you could have and try on.
I always find fun, that's upcoming next holiday, but Christmas stuff. I always make weird things that you can find at the dollar store. It's so fun to do.
Yeah.
I'll give you, now this is for us in the industry, but something I did once. And I was just starting out in TV. I had no money to buy everybody gifts. So I got old pictures and I did just a little video, just made the pictures move through over the years of all of us growing up at Christmas. And that was the easiest, but that meant more to them.
It means more too.
Yes, so much more.
Yeah.
Than that.
I like that. Let's get a last look at the weather here in 45.
Let's do that and talk about cold weather coming in. It's going to get here by tomorrow, and boy is it, because it's going to bring a little rain with it too. You can see the radar, we do have a couple of showers. They're already trying to get into the mountain communities. What does it mean for us? It means some rain overnight tonight and the first half of the day tomorrow, but we are cold, folks. Upper 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, overnight lows around the freezing mark the next 3 mornings.
Wicked Fire was one of the first agencies to arrive on scene. They responded to a 54-year-old man.
Friends and their attorneys. Both Corbett and Martins entered a plea deal in the death of Jason Corbett, who was killed back in 2015.
The zip ties. Hey, I'm putting this on, Brett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico.
Hi, 321 123, Nixon Norman.
of that structure where you can see, yes. Now, Whitsett Fire was one of the first responding agencies, and they were coming to help a man.
They forever go together like a classic combination when a dark, delicious cookie meets an icy cold sensation. Sorry about that.
When we're in here in the studio talking to a camera, we know that you're out there watching. But it sure is nice to see your face smiling back. That's why this weekend was such a blast getting to meet so many of you at the Lexington Barbecue Festival. Thousands of you were so kind to stop by the News 2 treat trailer and say hi. What made it even better is a lot of you took the time to tell us about yourself and what's important in your life. I left with a ton of story ideas from people like Gary, who told me about the need for more overnight trucker parking, and Fred, who's a retired law enforcement officer, who's thinking about signing back up, but is facing some red tape issues because of our state law. Then there's Jan, a mom of 3 who wants to buy a house, but can't afford those high interest rates. Perhaps it was even cooler meeting the kids. Knowing these youngsters like Blake and Callie care enough about their community to watch the news gives me so much hope for the future. Doing the news has never felt like a job to me because every day is full of meeting new friends just like you. And when we're in this room talking with the camera about stuff that's important to our community, it gives me comfort knowing that you're watching. That's why if you weren't able to make it out to the barbecue festival this weekend, you can always hit me up with story ideas on Facebook. Just search for Watchdog Ben. I'd love to meet you too. That's my 2 cents. I'll see you tomorrow on The Good Morning Show. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
We're on top of 2 breaking stories today on WFMY News 2 at 5, happening right now inside the Davidson County Courthouse.
It is decision time after a father and daughter make an unexpected plea in a murder case that has gained international attention.
It's the Molly Corbett and Tom Martin's case in the death of Corbett's husband, Jason.
And we're also learning